Hello, everyone. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, or good day, wherever you're joining from. Thank you for joining today's session. My name is Morenike, and you're welcome to Moments with Reni. So, if you're joining for the first time, I'm saying thank you and welcome. And to those who are returning, you already know how we do it. So, this is a platform that is set to inspire, educate, and inform people, audience, regardless of their the age difference. So you're welcome today, and of course, as you already know, as you have been pre-informed, we'll be having a special guest join us in today's session. I hope you're all excited, and I hope you're ready. So if you have questions, you have clarification regarding the topic, our focus for today, please feel free. Drop them in the comment section, and we'll do well to attend to that. So, without wasting much of our time, I will just bring aboard our guest for today. But before I do that, I want us to just take a look at the previous session we had the last time, and you would agree that it was really an inspiring session because it was basically on teenagers, right? Teenagers with purpose, and we had amazing people who actually did join us that day. So I'll try to bring that up, but before then, I think we could just bring up our guest, and then let's just hear from her. So, guys, please join me as I welcome Miss Tolani Aborishade. Yes, so we should
Hi
be able to.
everyone. Hello.
Hey.
Okay. Thank you, Rini. Thank you for having me to join this platform. Let's say it's an awesome. It's going to be an awesome experience. As I was introduced, my name is Tolani Aburi Shade. I am a Nigerian, obviously. I am an HR professional. I was like, say over 9 years, and I'm hoping at the end of today's section, I'm able to share a little bit of what a career journey should be. What as a student, you're coming out of school, you're changing your career, what you should look at, what you should consider, and as an employer, what you should also have as a pointer towards getting an employee or having to retain them on board as always. So I hope you join me and learn just one or two things. That's what I just need. I don't need to get everything, just one or 2 points, which I think would really, really help you.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much for joining us today. I'm sure that viewers currently online and those who will be finding the video subsequently will definitely find it useful. So, so I think the other video will just be coming in between. We can just go to the talk for today, so we don't waste too much of our time. I think I mean, like we already said, that we were looking at career and how to really navigate this dream career, because if you ask people, they'll tell you, oh, there's this thing I desire, I want to be like this. I remember when we were even younger, I would ask you, what do you want to become? You say, oh, I want to be a lawyer, I want to be a doctor, and all of that. But then you just realize that as you grow, things start to change, life happens and all of that. So yeah, but then this idea is just shaping, let's say, redirect us for those who perhaps are not on track, and also to encourage those who perhaps need encouragement. So we just want to start first. The first question we'll be having here for today is, what are the key things to consider as an individual in choosing a career? What are those things that I should consider as a person if I want to choose a career? Should I just look at maybe what I desire, what I love, or what is in vogue? What are those key things that I need to consider?
All right. Thank you, Rini. Okay, so I finished secondary school in 2007, and I went to a military-based federal government kind of secondary school. And me and my friend, we had just one aim, and that was we want to become a lawyer. We were so keen on it. There was nothing. There was no going back. There was nothing you would tell me. It just has to be a lawyer. My father was a teacher, so what the hell are they doing? Whatever they're teaching, I just want to be a lawyer. And down the line, I pulled out, and guess what? I studied political science. My other friend eventually studied the law, and she's now a lawyer in London, a very good one. She attended Harvard. And the question is, why did I pull out? So over time, between GSS1 to SS3, I knew that I was not a good, I do not know how to argue. For whatever reason, if I tell you this is black and you do not believe it is black, I am not in no position to tell you it is black. If you believe it is white, by all means, I take it. I'm going to pull out. Over time, I knew that was not my strength. I knew it interests me, but it wasn't my strength. How would I learn how to argue? And as a lawyer, you must know how to argue. Or so I think then we believe the only thing in law then was just my lord, which was more than that. There was corporate law, there was criminal law, there was a lot of things. But the only thing was the law, and that means me getting people out of jail. So how will I convince the judge? So over time, I now knew that Tolani, this is not for you. You know what? But I got along. I said, political science, that could be good. Do I have law experience in it? A little bit of law, constitution knowledge, and all that. Now, above all those things, am I using law right now? No. Am I using political science? No. I would say life happened, as you said. And my first job out of NYSC was front desk HR training. And that was how I got into HR training. That was how I got into HR experience, HR whatever since 2014. So what did my organization give me? They gave me a platform and I built on it. And I said, oh, I like it. Initially, maybe when I was in secondary school, there was no way you tell me HR because I didn't even know what it means. Then all those are jammed by then that they'll give us big curriculum and the whole thing was unnecessary because half of the things, 80% of what was in it was not what we were doing. People were in the bank, Yoruba students, BSc holders that studied French and all that. That was what was happening. Life happened to us, every one of us. So what are the key things to consider? What are your interests, your passion? It might not be immediately, your passion might not immediately show for because you need to start earning, you understand? But you can say, I really wish to do this and put it aside, little bit every day, just find a way to invest in what you're interested in. It could be 10 years down the line in your career, you'll be able to switch, but at least you're doing it. Another thing is, what did you study? As I said, what I studied is not what I'm doing. Some people study law and they are doing it. It works for some people. But you need to know, is this working for me? Sometimes the courses we study in school is just, let me just get this BSc and I'll go sort myself outside. And you'll be surprised that even what you study might be what you really can do. The likes of them, they will say, why did you go to university to study English? Why do you think you can study English? If you study English, you can go to China, you can go to Japan, you can go to Qatar, you can go to Dubai, you can go to those places, those cities, those countries, and teach their children English, and they pay them well. So you need to look at the environment, what happens after this. A lot of things to consider. And another thing is what motivates you. What motivates you? What motivates you? Can it turn into something that can earn you money? Can it get you on a platform that will make you popular? So those are the things to consider when you're choosing a career. As I said, a company gave me a platform, and I've always been saying it, if I'm going to say anything about my career, my organization, the first organization is something I cannot push over. The company is a value of around billions of naira now, and I worked with them for 3 years. And I'm saying that company gave me a platform. So indirectly, if an organization should give you a platform, you look at it and say, can I build on this? Can I work towards it? Is this what is realistic? So if you're able to pick one of those things, can be something that works for you. Just look at it. What works for me? What does not work for me? Is it my interest? Does my passion? Is it something that can earn me? Is it a platform I can use it for? What I study, is it something that can earn me? Is there somewhere I can start earning from it? People that study mathematics, I keep saying it. If you study mathematics in school, you can as well as just start doing private teaching for all students. For different students, by the time you get 5,000, 10,000 for 5 students, you're even earning more than we that wake up in the morning and run our race on the road to get to Lekki, Lagos Island. You look at what interests you, look at what can fetch you money. It doesn't have to be white collar job. It doesn't have to people that do plumbing, they earn their money. as long as you're doing it with integrity. So a career is a career,
Awesome.
regardless of you in a tie, you are in the fancy office. And I remember when I worked in a factory as an HR manager, people in the factory, they usually feel mean to us that we're in the office and say we guys are enjoying, because they think we have the AC and the old shenanigans. And one day I called someone, I said, "Come, do you know what I'm doing now?" He said, "Why?" I said, "This is what I am thinking. I'm thinking about how to pay salary, how to do payroll, how to get queries." I was like, he said, "So why are you always in the office if you have more problem than us?" I said, "So choose your career, any of those options, what are the things that work for you? When you can highlight those things, you'll be able to get yourself, maybe not 100% at the start, but you get somewhere."
Thank you so much. I mean, what you just said is really valid, like what interests you. And sometimes there are things that we don't pay attention to. For me now, when I mean, I studied accounting and I like, oh, I want to be an accountant, I want to be chartered and all of that. Along the line, I mean, but like you said, your employer gave you the platform. And I would say that my employer actually gave me the platform. Before I could even start off this talk show, I didn't know I had this passion for speaking. But then from meetings and all of that, I realized that when you like these are those things I effortlessly just want to I do. Like when you set up a meeting and you just see me there, I'm presenting, I'm speaking and all of that. It was then I then realized that these things are actually been in me since when I was in secondary school, but I just did not pay attention to it. So those are little things that we don't pay attention to. And I mean, I've been working in this because I work in the financial services industry and I've been there for about 10 years now. And you'll be amazed at how the highlight of my career has been this my speaking role, right? So I mean, like what you just
Hello. I don't want to believe I'm the only one speaking. It's a really, really bad internet. What? Hello.
okay. So I think network actually happened to me. Okay, so I guess that was technical challenges, but I'm sure our guests will be able to join shortly after this. Okay, so while we're just waiting for the reconnection, these things are inevitable. While we're just waiting for that, I would just want us to quickly go through what we had the last time and see how we can use it.
Our parents believe that it has to be school. You just have to go to school and work with the certificate. But really, the world we are in now has gone beyond certification, has gone beyond whatnot. I'm not saying school is time, and I'm not saying you shouldn't. It's very good to go to school. But what if that's not where your passion lies? I think we need to start organizing intervention programs for parents, because really, our parents have a lot to do in the lives and achievements of their teenagers. Not everybody will want to work with a certificate. We have others. In fact, in this world that we are in, it is skills that is selling. Before, Is that you're a doctor, you want to read medicine, you want to read law, accounting, those are the prestigious jobs. Then, but now anything is a job. Now anything is a job. Content creation is a job. Web designing, anything now. It's no more doctor, lawyer, and on all of that. So we have to encourage our parents to flow with the tide. And as long as it's not illegal. I mean, why should the parents be against it? As long as it's not illegal.
It's about visibility. First of all, fix your findability. When I say findability, people are looking for product and services every day on Google, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on Facebook. They're looking for them every day.
What children on the spectrum need is what every other child needs: love, acceptance, support.
Definition of mental health. And talking about that, he said that when someone can achieve his own abilities, okay, and can work productively in the society.
Our parents believe that it has to be school. You just have to go to school and work with a certificate. But really, the world we are in now has gone beyond certification, has gone beyond what not. I'm not saying school is time, and I'm not saying you shouldn't. It's very good to go to school. But what if that's not even where your passion lies? I think we need to start organizing intervention programs for parents, because really our parents have a lot to do in the lives and achievements of their teenagers. Not everybody will want to work with a certificate. We have others. In fact, in this world that we are in, it is skills that is selling. Before, it's that you're a doctor, you want to read medicine, you want to read law, accounting, those are the prestigious jobs. Then, but now anything is a job. Now anything is a job. Content creation is a job. Web designing, anything now. It's no more doctor, lawyer, and on all of that. So we have to encourage our parents to flow with the tide. And as long as it's not illegal. I mean, why should the parents be against it? As long as it's not illegal.
All right. Thank you very much, Painton. And apologies for the network. Network can really be amazing. Okay. All right. So I think we're on. Yes. Thank you. So our second question, quickly. I know we are fast moving with time. What do HR seek for in a potential candidate's experience or skills? I mean, there's some job you want to attend, and then you'll hear things like 10 years working experience, or just give you this ridiculous. But then what do people really look out for? Is it the skill exactly or the experience?
I'll say a mixture of both, and a very percentage of confidence. A mixture of both. I've seen posts on Instagram say like, why do HR put 15 years of experience? I just have 1 year, I just have 2 years. The question then is, the people that then get job, each graduate that gets job every day, how do they then get job? So sometimes you put it, if it's an experience role, I'll say don't go there. What people do not want to do is they don't want to start small. I tell graduates, except fresh graduate, you don't want to start small. You just want to boom, start earning the 300,000, 500,000. People that are earning 500,000, they work years for it. Years for it. So you need to start small. But I'll say a little bit of experience and skills. Experience when you were in school. What are the little time you work as secretary in a small law firm or in your church? All those little bit together. What can you do? Some fresh graduates cannot use Excel. How do you want to go to interviews? Can you use Excel? No. Sometimes they give them. That's why you see some organizations give them practical knowledge. So if you can even do some little thing in Excel, they'll forgo the 15 years and 5 years and 3 years, because they know that it's not really that bad. You have a little experience to do 1 or 2 things. It's just to scare people away. And sometimes you see organizations, they will ask you a lot of questions. They will ask you a lot of questions. If you can finish answering those questions, it's like shortlisting stage 1. Because a lot of people, when you see 5 questions, what happened? They just let you go and move on to the next application. So it's another means of shortlisting. A little bit of skills. When you were serving, what did you invest your knowledge with? Digital marketing? Do you learn how to do Sage if you're an accountant? Did you put your interest in ICANN? If you're an HR, did you start as CIPM student academy, trying to network people? So as I said, a little bit of experience. If you don't have experience, then your skills should be able to work out. Oh, I don't have experience in this, but I can use an Excel. I can use Microsoft Word. I type email. I help a small organization to volunteer and all that. And I don't mind starting as a secretary. I don't mind starting as a front desk. I started as a front desk. My first job was, I did 5 roles together or 4 roles together. My first role was front desk, HR training, customer service, sales, PA for my boss, and a little bit of accounting because I was managing our petty cash and all that. I was doing all those things. If you send my reference to my first organization, they would reply on every bit of what I did. Every bit of it. So some people, don't let me say Gen Z, but I'll say Gen Z anyway. They're not ready to say, how can I do those 5 things? They're paying me peanuts. They're doing that. That's the experience. So when I go to organization, when I say I have these skills, I have this experience, I understand what you're saying from these. I don't have full knowledge, but a little bit of this is it. Just you saying one thing. I'll tell you how I got my first job. So we had 2 people that got to the final stage, and it was a tie. And it was a new organization, a very new one. And my boss then said, they got an office space, and they now said, okay, you go to the office. We have this space, and we have a final room. Can you tell us what we can do with that room? And I came back and I told them, I think a library, or we can use this as a staff conference room. And when I told them you can use it as a conference room, and I went down to say, and I also noticed that Surulere is a little waterboard because the office was and down the floor, it's already coming out with water and it looks very muse. And I said, why not get water cement? There's something called water cement. And my first boss looked at me and said, how do you know that? I said, if you get water cement, the whole floor will not look cold, will not look that, and that. That was how I got the job. I wasn't better than the first candidate. I was never, but he looked at me and said, okay, it's all right, thank you. And before I got him, said, congratulations. So 6 months and he said, do you know why you get the job? I said, well, he said, you said XYZ. You talked about how the water cement and all that, it's not skills, it's not experience, it was just little knowledge, little interest that I had. I just put to action. So as a fresh graduate, it could be a little mix of experience. And if you have just 6 months experience, capitalize on it when you're doing interview, when you're doing your application. If you're working in an organization, say, my job only is PO. I don't want to hear anything you do in HR. I don't want to hear anything you do in account. I don't know. There's no how you learn new things. And if you're working as a PA, you need to know all those things so that you'll be able to speak with your boss. The accountant said the accounting, but the stage is not the. But you're just like, what are you saying? So a little bit of everything.
True, very true. Thank you so much for that. I mean, and that's just where it comes from. Sometimes we think we don't have the experience. We actually do have the experience. A little thing to do. Yeah, at home. I think it was one movie I watched. I can't remember what movie it was. And the man was asked, I think what even gave him that job was, he said, oh, I manage a home. I can't remember the name of the movie again. He said he managed his family, his kid, his wife, and all of that. Home manager. And people are like, okay. And in my head, I was like, why would somebody just use such? I mean, to get a job? But then that's where confidence actually comes in, and you knowing what you're doing. But thank you so much. That's very, very
cool.
The
question, like, what are the possible scenarios? If you manage your home, yes, I make sure my kids get to school, and when I make sure they get to school, they have time to read when they come back, and this is the result. They are the best in their class. They were like, all right, I think you can apply the same thing here.
Exactly. Thank you very much. Okay, so to our third question quickly, as an employer, now this is for employers now. I want to believe SMEs. So how can one get the best from their staff without creating unnecessary pressure? I mean, it's not until you come in the morning and say, "Hello, I want this done before." So how can you get the best of your staff without creating unnecessary pressure?
I say give them a good platform. And,
Mm,
and you as an employer or your set of team of leaders, you must have good management and leadership skills. I have a business I run, and I help SME, start up their HR. And there's just one thing that's usually the concern. It is the platform we give employees. Don't get me wrong. There are some employees that whatever platform you give them, they're still going to throw it away,
yeah.
regardless. And there are some employees that you just need to invest in them. That's all. I say it again. My first organization invested in me, not through training. It was a platform. My first boss said, "You know what? Why not try HR?" Like, okay, maybe, and that was it. If they had not given me the platform and just left me to do the front desk thing, I'll be left to do front desk, and I
Mm,
will not move past it. And the worst I would have moved past to was maybe becoming a personal assistant, and later struggle to get it. So give them a good platform. Be a good leader. Learn good leadership skills, learn good management skills, and stop being impartial. You need to really, really stop being impartial. You need to stop being, because this person is a sales and delivers well for you and brings in money, you rank the person above others. Everybody should be equal. You must learn good leadership skills. You must also have interest in your employees' personal life. Sometimes those
mm,
your employees are fighting battles they don't want to bring to office. Sometimes they are coming to work and bringing a good staff, and everything is good face, but deep down, that's what a leader is.
yeah.
Let's just say, as Jesus, he
Mm,
had his other problem. He knew Judas was coming. Regardless, he was concerned about all his disciples. You need to be concerned about them. You need to give them platform. You must make sure politics, which is what reigns in all the organizations, small organization, big organization, medium organization. You encourage politics, and it brings toxic situations all around. Toxic situation.
mm,
And sorry to point it out. So sorry, I'm going to point this out. And if you are a male, you are the owner of your business, by all means, please do not date any of your staff. It's going to
mm,
ruin everything. Do not. If you need a wife, if you need a girlfriend, do it outside. Let your business be business. Let your personal life be personal life. Do not mix business
mm,
with pleasure. Ensure that the team, your management team, the people that represent who you are, if you're not able to
mm,
always talk, make sure they do not invest in politics. Make sure they don't have they don't have favorites. Like, Emio Galilei, this is the eye of the boss. If he
mm,
says it and all that. Make sure you do not give that platform. Even if you have 5 staffs, when you start from that place, it gives your organization to grow. But if you start encouraging politics, if you start doing divide and rule, which all organizations do, it's a doom that is bound to happen. 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, it will happen. So start from when your staffs are just 2 or 3. Make sure they know that you're not my favorite, I'm not your favorite. Do my job, I'm giving you the platform. If you cannot do your job after giving you the platform, you can as well go. This is the job.
mm,
Have good leadership skills. Invest in knowledge, invest in management skills, invest in leadership skills. Ensure you put it out. It will pay off, maybe not immediately. People would use it against you. People will, some organization today, they didn't start that way. It was some
mm.
employees that make them really difficult, make them really offensive, make them really, I can understand. But you can't be all bad, because it's your own organization. It is your name. It is your name at risk. Those employees will leave.
Yeah.
They will leave you. And when your name is, when the internet start blogs like, oh, your organization is bad, investors, they wouldn't come.
Don't come here. Awesome. That was well detailed. Thank you so much. And I want to believe that SMEs and business owners who actually be watching this in future will definitely find it very, very important. Respect yourself, respect your staff, create them, give them a platform, and of course have good leadership skills. So sometimes it's not bad product that causes bad, yeah. So it's not about the bad product or service, it's about the bad leadership, right? So thank you. I know we're supposed to have two more questions.
Sorry
Okay,
for this. I
keep going.
tell people that your first customer in an organization is your employee. That's your first customer, because they are the ones, words of mouth are, my organization, what do you do? You're gonna say, we sell coffee. Have you tasted coffee before? Those ones are fake. Come and buy the one we produce. You know, they are the one branding it, they're the ones selling it. So, but if it's in the wrong place, I say, don't buy, you better don't buy the coffee my company makes. If not, you just die. You say they don't pay us now. You don't know they don't pay us. They are your first customer. They are the one representing you. I worked in manufacturing organization, and if you come to my house, you see my process. I said, because that's what I said. If you don't buy, do you want me to go out of job? They won't pay me. And if I should go to the competitor, well, the new competitor is my friend, is my new boss now. So I go through. So your employee is your first customer. The way you treat them, the platform you give them, you know, will say a lot of things. And words of mouth go faster than even digital marketing now.
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, if your staff don't believe in what you do, how do you want them to even convince customers?
It's over. It's over. They don't believe in it. It's over. Even before it starts.
Okay, so we had this question before the last. That's, how would you advise an employee who desire to navigate through their dream career with no prior experience, work experience? For example, say, let's take myself as an example. I'm not, okay, let me just paint a scenario. I studied accounting, and let's say I've been working in an accounting firm for a while, and then maybe suddenly I decide to, maybe I have passion for, I say HR now, for example. And I mean, I've never worked in HR space. I don't know what it's all about, but then I want to find my way there, because along the line, I mean, my employer has given me the platform, and I think that HR is my go-to place. So how do I really change my pattern? How do I navigate? Do I have to go back to school all over again, or what do I do?
Okay, so some people do ask me, thank you, Rin, for that question. Some people do ask me, like, can I ever change my career? And I'm like, do you want to kill me before my time? You can as well just kill me, because can I survive in other places? I don't think so. But can other people change their career here? Let's take, for example, people going into tech these days, because their knowledge, because their courses. You just see people take course for 6 months and they start as training. I said, I don't know so much. I've been trained, but I'll start from somewhere. And you know, they start. For people that want to change their career, switch into something, the first question is, what do you want to switch into? Identify where you identify. So what platform is available for me to learn this formally or informally? You know, then if you start personal development into learning that thing formally through training, through seminars, attend seminars, you know, and when they're saying, say, I have so years experience as an accountant, as you said, but I want to move into HR, you go to seminars like, can you help me? You already have. Some organization, if they're writing, they will say they want HR/finance manager, because it kind of goes hand in hand. That's why I said, if you're working in an organization, don't get stuck in your job. Learn to know other people's job. Just say, how do you guys do this thing? Make sure you have that you want to have knowledge of everything. It looks like, oh, I don't have time for it. But so if after learning it informally for a while, formally for a while, training, investing, training, all kind of training, international training, don't international training, local training, budget towards it. And if you think you're fit enough, then ask your colleague at work doing it, like, can you put me through how you do those things? Said, I like it. I want to know a little bit about it. It's not put your force on them. Like, I just want to, the keywords that they use in those, so start searching it, start reading about it. When you think you're a little bit stronger, approach your HR manager if there's something called that, and say, oh, I want to, this is what I do, but I'm also see that I'm developing interest in doing this. Do you think there's a little platform? It's not that you employ me for this role, that I can help you out in this way. You don't need to increase my salary. I just want to learn. Now, a lot of people do not give that opportunity because depending on the department you want to go, if it's a little confidential, it will be really risky for them. Depending on your organization, they can give you a platform. If they give you a platform, make sure you do not make them regret it. If it's confidential information you have access to, keep it confidential. When they see that you keep it confidential, you're able to help them in doing one or two things, they give you extra work again. Can you help us do this? Have you done your job? Or can you still help us do it? Then you have to give away your Saturdays and your Sunday because you want to learn extra, because you want to do little assignments for them and all that. When you go that over time, then you have start applying. As I said, you keep investing in the knowledge. Then one of these days, when you think you're strong enough, you can do international courses. As I said, you can do local courses when you're strong enough. Put your CV together, put it together, try it out. Let's see if they call you for an interview. Put your CV together, put your LinkedIn account together. I'm a sucker for LinkedIn. I'm a big sucker for LinkedIn because I've got my last 2 jobs, I got them from LinkedIn.
Wow.
And they pay really well. Yeah, they pay really well. Really well. They pay really well. I still see people contact me for jobs. They pay really well. If I check people that search for me or my skills every week, at least I get up to 55 people searching for my name every week. So I'm a sucker for LinkedIn. So when I put those skills there, when I invest in those things, some organization, when you put it together, that will come, you just tell them, say, I studied accounting, but now I'm trying to move in this, and this is what I have done. This is what I can bring to your organization. My former skill, what I do before and what I'm trying to do now, this is how I can collaborate it and help you do your organization, bring your organization into a better platform. Yeah. But is it going to be a smooth journey? No. Because as I said, your Saturday will go because you want to attend seminars, you want to attend training, no Owambe of them. Obviously, you are giving extra work to do at work. You've not even done what you are paid for. It's not going to be a smooth ride. It's going to be bumps, but you would eventually switch. And if it's digital marketing, anything that requires tech, all you just have to do is keep late nights, do trainings, do volunteer works, do free work over the weekend, and just look at what works for you in that kind of industry, and you'll be fine.
Great. Thank you very much. That reminded me of a colleague because I started off my career one time in the contact center, customer service, and there was this time we were working, and my colleague, she just decided that maybe she found a passion. She knew she wanted HR, and then I looked at what's your first degree? What are your work experience so far? Why would you think of HR? But believe me, she went back to school. She took courses. She made sure that a master degree was in HR. I think, something like that. She took professional courses, and then when she was done, she approached the organization, and said, "I have this qualification, and I want this." I mean, I felt like, man, that was some sort of courage, because why would you do that? But at the end of it all, she got it. She made sure she found her way to the head of HR, made sure she presented herself. She told them what she could do. And I mean, she left the organization as an HR personnel, and she did she did fantastic compared to how she even started. So yeah, you actually do have a point there. Thank you very much. So the last question, I know we're supposed to end this day. Wow. Okay, so advice to students and fresh graduates in choosing a career path. Let me just give you a brief. Just this afternoon, I was having a conversation with an undergraduate perspective, and she's trying to gain admission. But then when I tried to ask her questions to guide her for that, then I realized that she does not even know the career path. she said she just chose a course because she wanted to, but right now she's stuck. And I believe there are many students out there who just want to choose a course maybe because that's what their cutoff mark goes through it or something. But then the question is, what advice would you give to students and fresh graduates who are choosing a career, who want to choose a career path?
I think the first thing first is there's a lot of things that is messed up already. Because I currently do not have so much time, but my plan towards saying the next 2 years is start sanitizing from primary school to secondary school about the kind of career they can actually go to and not get stuck. I wouldn't say I wasn't stuck. I was a little bit, but I still found my way around it. But some people are actually stuck, just like you said. I just want to have BSc data, regardless of whatever course it is. Now, regardless of whatever course it is that you found yourself, and you still want to make a career, you need to then identify what is available. Come to reality. And you can start being in reality from your NYSC. Oh, NYSC money is very sweet very sweet. You know, now 30,000. How much then? Was it 7,500 or 18,000 then I collected?
Yeah.
Those money then. So from then, what are you doing with what interests you? Goes back to the first question. What interests you? Okay, let's agree. You've made mistake of the wrong course. We agree. We're on the same. We agree that whatever you studied in school is not what is happening, but what happens from now? From the NYSC, you have enough time to plan what your career can be. I remember I asked some students in 2020 or 2019 that how much would you want to earn as your first job? And guess what they were telling me? It's like, I would like to earn 150,000. I said, even me, your boss. I was only 150,000 in 2019. I said, and I have had like 6 years of experience. I said, so what do you guys call them? I said, if you're not careful, if you have this mindset, you will become a teacher because that will be like the final option you have. And time would have been well gone. I said, but be open-minded. Have your first job could be PA, could be anything, 45,000. Start it. Whatever you get first, start it. If it's something that you like, if it's a teacher, invest a little knowledge in teaching. Then go to ministerial schools that pays well. We have big schools that pay well. The people that are there, they are not robots. Your CV, if you start from teaching in your area, in your school, small school, do 6 months, do investment, go and do online teaching, learning, and all that. Gather your CV, do ministerial learning this and how much, I don't know how much they sell it. Then go to all the big schools. Little by little, you go. You'll be surprised that person can become a lecturer in no time. So what platform? But you want to start. Stop. Don't get bothered about earning 100 million. I know there's a lot of bill. Everybody has a lot of bills. You don't want to hear what other people have to spend. But start small. Inventory training. There's a lot of good opportunities out there that you can start from. You want to start as a secretary. You want to start as sales. Some people eventually end up in sales because they're not able to gather together what exactly they want. If I end up in sales, as I said earlier, I'll be miserable. I'll rather go and sell pepper because I can't even convince myself to buy some certain things. So how can I to buy what I can't convince myself? Do you understand? So in choosing a career, what interests you? What opportunities do you have? What is available? In your NYSC, you are doing teaching, invest in ministerial studies. Digital skills cannot be overemphasized. Invest in digital skills so that in 1 year time, that skills will have. If you do digital skills learning for 1 year, you should be an expert. But people fresh graduate believe, NYSC people believe that immediately you're in NYSC, it's time to flex. It's not time to flex. It's time to come to reality that 1 year money will stop. And if you are a student, invest in digital knowledge. If whatever you are learning is, let's say, accounting and all that, go and learn Sage. Go and learn how to use Sage. Go and learn how to use all those ICOM accounting software. So when you're doing your CV together, when you're gathering your CV, I can use this software. It might not be the software they use in the organization, but because you already know how to use a particular software, it's a good to go thing. Personally, I know how to use a minimum of 6 HR software, both international and Nigerian kind of software. I can use Sage. I have a little bit of ASAP. I can use Bento. I can use Oranges from France. I can use there's this one from UK. I can use 5 to 6. And I
Interesting.
just had just experience from one. So if you're telling me there's a software, I said, is it a laptop? We use it on a laptop and it's desktop. I said, bring it. Because most of these platforms are user friendly. If you go here and this is not where you should go, you come back. You've not made so much mistakes. You've not done mistake. So if you're a student, accounting student, you're this student, what do you want to invest in? You want to invest in tech, invest in it as a student. It's not time to you can go to club, you can go to party, or pave your career. If you want to be a DJ, by all means, start doing free gigs. If you want to be a comedian, start doing free gigs. If you do that for 3 years, 4 years, you become so popular before you graduate. If you want to become an MC or a DJ from your NYC, your friend wants to do party, you go there and DJ. If you want to be a caterer, your friends want to do birthday, cook for them. Your CV start going down. By the time you do that for 1 year, or maybe from 400 level to the end of NYC, you have a good CV to write on.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much. I mean, if I want to say the summary of all of this is invest in yourself. I mean, it's when you invest, it's just like you're planting. If you don't have a plant, you don't have a seed, you don't expect it to germinate, you don't expect a fruit. So exactly. So we must invest in yours. Exactly. So we must invest in ourselves. It's been awesome. I mean, this is 47 minutes. It was meant to be 30, but then I guess it was just flowing. And I really thank you so much. And thank you to everyone that joined, that gave that contributed at one point or the other. And I'm pretty sure that people will be finding this video in future because it's going to be stored on our YouTube platform, so people can always refer to it in future and anytime. And I believe they're going to find it useful. So thank you so much once again. I don't know if you have any final words we can just close for today.
Well, there's no final words that will have different from what I've said in the beginning. I would say find your purpose. My purpose is, I later understood that my purpose that God gave me that I didn't know or I never seek was helping fresh graduate, helping people get job. So my friends knows me, all my friends, they will tell you, Tolani, if I have a job today and I know that organization is recruiting, I will gather everybody, let's go there. Let's go and do the job together. I'm like that, like let's go. So people asking, like, why do you do that? I say, I can't do the whole job. I can only do my little bit, and I'm not.
Yeah.
So there are other spaces for you guys, by all means. The only deal breaker for me is do not misuse the platform that you've been given. That's the deal breaker for me. If you misuse it, I've seen people that have got good jobs for, and they mess it up. They really, really messed it up. Was it painful? Then I said, there was no how I was going to help anybody get job again. There was no how. But over time, I just knew that was not just me. I've people really misuse those opportunities. And I've seen people that on my birthdays or even on the random days, they put me on their WhatsApp, on their social media and said, without these people, I do not have a career. And I'm like, guy or girl, bring this thing down. How am I so important? Because I've given people the platform or the talk or the whatever in whatsoever way. Do I have that experience when I was starting my career? Nobody talked to me. Nobody spoke to me. I was just left in the field. Source yourself. And that was it. So I would say, whatever platform you have, you've been given, please do not misuse it. Know your purpose. Know why you're doing it. If it doesn't interest you again, HR is one hell of a difficult job. There are days we HR we cry very well. We cry very well. I'm sure if any HR that eventually watch, we cry. Over time, when I was a young HR, I will cry. But now, thick skin, nothing else to do. So understand the reality of what interests you. What are the realities? What are the things that would eventually come at you, and you'll be fine. But please do not misuse any platform, because if you misuse them, the people that give you those platforms might as well cancel it and not give other people that actually would need it and will make good use of it because you did not use it very well. So by all means, if you know it's not something that you can do, honorably bow, take a bow, go away. Approach like, I think I could do it, but I see that this is not something that I could survive. It's better I just walk in the corner. It's better off. Your name is still going to be written in gold. My first organization, if I go there today, my boss breaks protocols for me. They break protocols. When it was 7 years I went there, they broke protocols for me. And if I said, this is Tolani, I went straight to his office and like, nobody goes to his office. And I said, tell him Tolani is around. I can't sit here 1 minute. And when he heard my name, he said, that girl should not be in the lounge. That girl should not be there. She should be in my office right now. And it's because I was given a platform. I ensure I did not misuse it. I ensure that I gave back to as much. I ensure that I was very appreciative of this role. As I said, my career I would not be here apart from God and that organization giving me the platform and saying, start this way. So do not misuse it.
Great. Thank you very much. Do not misuse the platform. Besides, even when you misuse it, it tells more of who you are. And I mean, you don't know who is actually watching, because I can tell you, I've got job referrals, and a lot of them actually came from colleagues. And some of them were not even people that we work together. Maybe we just partner on a little project, because I worked then. I'd worked as a customer experience, I'd worked as a product manager, I'd worked as a sales, and basically a business strategist. But I've got to work with people that maybe they just had me. Well, somebody even made a comment and said, I got an offer and I'm thinking you should go for it. Why? Because I see the things that you do. And this person is not even my colleague at work. This is somebody from church. But because I work in my church and all of that, so this person saw this and said, I feel from what you do, your skills and all of that, you don't know who is watching. So regardless, whatever platform you have, whether you're volunteering, you're working for free or anything, do not misuse the platform. I think that's just a summary of all of this. It's been awesome. It's been really, really awesome with you once again. Thank you so much. Thank you for finding out time. Yes.
Thank you for having me on this platform. It was really nice that I could share my own little bit, as I said, just a little of whatever experience I think I have with people that want to learn about, surviving in a difficult career path, surviving career just like. I'm so happy. At least I'm sure if this is, as I said, if this is just going to mean, if it's just going to mean a lot of things to just one person, by all means, that's fine. Yeah. It doesn't need to change 100 people, but if it's just one person is able to watch the video again and understand, and it helps the person, that's fine. One person is more than enough. It's more than enough to change a lot of things.
Very much. Very true. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. So that will be it for today. So I guess we'll just So thank you all for joining, and I hope you did enjoy that. Anytime you're free, you can always share this with your friends, your loved ones, to go back to the YouTube platform and view it once again. And I'm sure you're going to find it very, very useful. So please don't forget to stay kind, help somebody, and of course, keep smiling. I hope to see you next month, same time, which will be communicated to us. Until then, stay blessed. Thank you.